All right. So for week two, welcome to the home office. I'm a little more casual because I don't know about you guys, but it is Martin Luther King holiday, inauguration day. Snowed about 4 inches last night, so I've got a holiday at home. Everything's scraped off, all three cars that are outside, because it's fun when you have your kids living at home. And driveways, dogs are played, so I got time to do this. And I apologize for being casual, but I wanted to get it up as soon as possible. First of all, hope you enjoyed week one. Really like the amount of work and attention to detail a lot of you put into your differential analysis and the 4P exercise. Like I posted on the course announcements. Make sure you pay attention to the rubric, because in the rubric I usually give you all the things that are required. And several people didn't attach examples of their ad, so they lost like a third of the points on something that took 15 seconds to do. And I do the rubrics because I want to give you every chance to score high. So always just check against it. Make sure if there's a page limit or a time limit that you've done it. If there's multiple questions that you've answered them, it's there for your own thing. Sorry, now the dogs are going to bark. Quick reminder, although I've done it like 3 different places, we have a live class Tuesday night, 6:30. It is taped if you have work or other school or something else, but I'll go over the rubric for the final, talk a little bit about what I look for. And if you're there, I ask you to talk just a little bit about your project so the others can hear it, and any questions you have. So half hour, 45 minutes, but it's a good chance to interact. Hope you can join us. And like I say, it is taped if not. But if nobody shows up and it's only me talking, that's be very boring. So let's talk about that. Discussion groups start next week. So the week 3 group, I hope you've talked to each other. You're identifying who's doing what, and you get something up on Sunday. I really want it up Sunday night, so all week we can talk about it, and the following Sunday we can do it again, right? So the group puts up an ad and talks about what they think the ethical issue is. Don't make it super complex. Give the class a chance to say agree, disagree, see it different ways. But each of you, if each of you weighs in a couple times over the course of the week, then we're going to have a really robust discussion for those couple weeks. If we're in a live class, we'd probably spend a half hour, 45 minutes presenting this stuff. So back and forth. Remember, there's points for your work in the group, the quality of your work, your peers and how they judge you later, as well as your participation going back and forth. So look forward to kicking that off next week. Just 2 weeks with a smaller class, so that'll be good. Also in this week, and I don't think I talked about this last week, you've got a lot of supplemental material. And what I do is once upon a time, believe it or not, this was a 12-week course. And there's things that I think are interesting reading but aren't directly tied to an assignment anymore that I've left in here in the supplemental, because some of you are really interested in how all this can work for healthcare, your career, your future jobs, your organization. And this stuff's thought-provoking, kind of timeless, really some of the places outside the text where you can get into the real issues, especially around like consumerism, right? Getting into the head of the consumer could be its own, frankly, could be its own degree, much less its own course. And so here I just try to introduce things that'll help you think more broadly. There are no tests, so you can't do that. You could find something cool and cite it or use it in your, sorry, to sell that fly away. In your paper, say, hey, according to this, according to that. But it's really just designed to help you see resources out of the ethosphere that I read from time to time. You will note in your final, I do award extra points for finding extra stuff beyond the text and the work you've done. So who knows? Maybe there's something in there. I'd count that. And then this week's assignment, the external audit, right? So the external audit is really, don't overthink it, right? The book talks about external factors, environmental analysis. They use the same term back and forth. And the rubric's pretty clear. Pick a couple, talk about how it applies to your situation, have sources, and work right through it, right? Again, this is when we got to pay attention to the rubric. What's the rubric asking you to do? Probably ask you to define what an external analysis is and why it's important. And then I don't remember if it's 2 or 3 areas of exploration. You say, I'm looking at pricing because I read this stuff in a pharmacy journal and pricing is changing. And then you build that out a little bit. I'm using community demographics because my community's got a lot of people moving into it. There just should be a reason, right? You should just attach a reason. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to understand the world around you, right? Next week, you're going to do a SWOT analysis. That's the internal stuff. This week, you're doing the external, because no matter how much you want to get this right, there's all sorts of things that you don't control. If you don't think about them, if you don't say the population's shrinking, I had someone do this a few terms ago, right? Their population was shrinking, the market was getting smaller, and they didn't know what to do about it. Well, that's a really important factor to know, though, because if you're trying to create more customers out of a smaller bucket, it's going to be hard to do. So do that. A couple pages, get it up, get it done, participate in the discussion, and I hope wherever you are, you're having a great day. Maybe you got a holiday, and maybe not. Maybe you didn't get snow. That'd be great. Hope your football team's still alive. There's no way in heck any of ours are, so I'll be grading on time next week. Talk to you soon. Let me know how I can help.